Well, we can finally say it. The NBA regular season is about to get underway. And here at 2K Sports, we couldn't be happier. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. Also joining us from the sidelines, David Aldridge. Now let's take a look at the starters for New Orleans. Ball and Holiday combine at the guard spots. Zion is the 4 with Favors at the 5. And it's Ingram in at the 3. And for Toronto, Lowry and Powell, the guards. Siakam at power forward with Gasol at center. And it's Johnson in at the 3 spot. And this is what we've been waiting for all summer long, all off-season long. After many months, Doris, basketball is finally back.
And what's incredible, Kevin, is the NBA's popularity just continues to grow. There's worldwide enthusiasm. The NBA players represent the league so well, and my goodness gracious, can they play some basketball?
Interesting how now the league, Doris, is commanding the calendar all year round. It used to be such a seasonal game. Now it's 365 days a year.
So many storylines throughout the course of the summer. Who's playing where and with whom?
And so the New Orleans Pelicans get the first points of the ball game. In the corner, Powell with it. Knocked away. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. Gasol inside, working on Favors, and the rejection by Favors.
I think you want to see more of this from Derek Favors. You love to see him be aggressive and try to send shots back.
And this is the attack mindset you want to see coming into the game.
Get it to the right guy, get a high percentage look, and that's the kind of game they want to play tonight.
Powell, the pass to Lowry. Drains it from beyond the arc.
Oh, my goodness. Almost no space to get that jumper off, but Lowry, he doesn't need a ton of space.
And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Here's Ball. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
So out of the gates, 3 for 3, exactly what they're looking for.
And so Lowry will bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. It's a 3-point game. Pass to Siakam. Out of hand on it.
And Ball using those long arms to just swat away that shot. I love the hustle. Always nice to have a point guard who can block shots.
Boy, they came ready to play. That's 4 straight buckets to start the game.
Lowry finds Johnson. Back to Lowry. Two free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And over the last few seasons, Kyle Lowry's scoring trending downward. His assists increasing, though, dramatically, relying more on his teammates to get the job done.
Free throw drops for Kyle Lowry. And we've seen Lowry settling for more perimeter shots in recent years.
I mean, he's always had a great motor, but you have to adapt as you get older. Some back issues starting to creep in, and important for him to stay healthy along the way.
That misses, so he splits the free throws.
Boy, Kyle Lowry has carved out for himself quite the career. This guy came in as a dogged defender, and on the offensive end, he's able to create for both himself and his teammates.
To the paint. That's good from Holiday on the assist by Ball.
Are you kidding? 5 for 5, and they just got started.
The Raptors have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, I was able to talk to Alvin Gentry a few minutes ago. This is the first meeting of these two teams, so he didn't know exactly what to expect. But he does know that he wants his guys to attack offensively. He feels their success on that end will dictate their success through the game. So, guys, we can expect them to be aggressive from early on.
Thanks, DA. Sounds like they're going to do what they can to get this offense rolling.
Yeah, they'd like to get out to a fast start, establish a little bit of rhythm and pace right up front.
Yeah, I think, Greg, if they can come out and dictate the tempo, that's to their advantage.
Here's Siakam. Derek Favors making his last shot. Buries it from three-point range.
Absolutely critical that Norman Powell expand his range. The more he makes that three, the more the floor opens up.
And it's the Pelicans with the ball, leading by 5. Holiday looking for an opening. He feeds it to Favors. The pass to Williamson. No good that time. Good D by Siakam. The Raptors have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game.
We have seen Pascal Siakam's confidence improve dramatically. This guy is becoming a problem as a scorer.
Out of Cameroon, Pascal Siakam drastically improved last year, Doris. Is he the prototypical modern power forward?
He is, Kevin, and there's a few reasons why. The guy can rip and run. He can space the floor. He is switchable on the perimeter defensively. He can go inside, outside. Everything you want in terms of versatility, Pascal Siakam brings to the table.
They throw good. Siakam. A whole new cast of characters for the Pelicans. 3 promising first-round picks, Greg, and the young players acquired from the Lakers and veterans like Favors and Redick.
All of a sudden, a wealth of options for Alvin Gentry. Time will tell how they did in the AD trade, but seems like they're off to a nice start.
Siakam hits them both.
And the most improved player in the league last season, Pascal Siakam, got better in every statistical category.
And there's Favors putting it right back in.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Here's Siakam. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And it's those diamond-in-the-rough players that so often elevate the top teams. And, Greg, that's what the Raptors found in Pascal Siakam.
No doubt. The 27th pick back in 2016. Now a full-time starter on a rookie contract, just over $2 million this season. He is due for a big raise.
Now here's Powell. Following the miss by Lonzo Ball. And the rejection by Favors. Here's Ball. Toronto grabs the miss.
Well, defensively, if you allow him to get this close, you're playing with fire. He just happened to miss that one.
Gasol goes in, then Gasol with the dunk.
Well, terrific job by Marc Gasol. Put it on the deck. Woo-hoo! How about that from your big man?
And so it's Ingram who brings up the ball for the New Orleans Pelicans, and Stanley Johnson is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Stanley Johnson. New Orleans moving the ball around. Now running, here comes Lowry pushing the ball up. Stolen by Ball. And New Orleans pushing it up now. Here's Ingram. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. Ball's got 3 assists now in this one. Siakam with it. It's Powell on the wing. Over Holiday. And that's collected by Drew Holiday.
I think he's got to settle down because right now it feels like he's rushing, like he's forcing some shots. This quarter he has been completely bothered.
Now here is Holiday. Here's Williamson.
And how much fun is it to watch this kid? I call Zion Williamson a kid, even though he goes about 280, and he has a certain composure that really belies his years.
And the first one at the line is good.
And the expectations for Williamson are sky high. A superb athlete whose skill set and drive to be great is off the charts.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Here's Powell. Over to the wing. Lowry against Ball. Lowry passes to Hollis Jefferson. 5 to shoot. And the call will be against Lonzo Ball. That's foul number 2 for him.
Well, a bit reckless right there. That's his second foul, and he can't afford to pick up a third.
And the Pelicans making a change here. Redick is checked in. So it's Toronto now, trailing by 5. Here's Siakam. And the Raptors miss again.
Well, certainly not the best defensive effort, but this guy can't make them pay for their laziness.
And that one's good. Ingram.
Gotta see Ingram get going down low. Just another dimension of his game that he continues to develop.
Pass to Siakam. This is to Lowry. And the foul on Drew Holiday. That is his first foul of the game.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Now, here's Siakam. Defense is right there. Magnificent rejection.
In building this lead, they've done a terrific job finishing their defensive sequences with the backboard. That has been key.
Now, here's Redick. And Holiday kicks to Redick. Back to Holiday. Passes to Williamson. 6 to shoot. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. Here's Ingram. Rebound by the Raptors. Now here's Powell. Right side Gasol. They could use a bucket. Another shot. He lays it in. Gasol's got his second bucket tonight.
You know that Marc Gasol is going to pursue the rebounds. It doesn't matter where he is on the floor. He won't give up on a play.
Tipped away. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Shoots over Ingram. And that's collected by Drew Holiday. New Orleans leading by 5. Goes up on the high post. Count that bucket.
A phenomenal score from these mid-range spots. Redick superb at finding room to get that one off.
Lowry finds Gasol.
As he enters his mid-30s, Marc Gasol showing no signs of slowing down. If anything, I think he's a better all-around basketball player.
And that one falls for Marc Gasol. And through his first 8 seasons in the NBA, Marc Gasol made a total of 12 three-pointers. Nowadays, Greg, he'll make more than that in a month.
and you ask around, he's always been capable. A great shooting touch. It's just a different job description for big men nowadays.
And so Marc Gasol nails both of them.
Let's remember, in Marc Gasol, we have got a guy who has worked hard on both his body and his game. We are talking about a former Defensive Player of the Year here.
And the dunk by Powell.
Just great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and then trigger the fast break. Now
Redick. The pass to Okafor. Here's Hart. Pass to Hayes. Kicks to Redick. Powell with the steal. And here's the fast break. Siakam leading the way. Here's Hollis Jefferson. That one wide left.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Here's Moore. Goes back up. And the layup is up and in. And the Pelicans lead by 5.
And the D getting outworked there on the putback. Can't let that happen.
Greg, you have got to put a body on somebody. We talk about it ad nauseum, but you've got to be disciplined with the box outs.
Lowry can't get it to go. The Pelicans shooting very well. 58%. The offense is falling right now early for them. Powell against Redick. And here's Moore outside. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
Yeah, off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
And here is Powell. He has 5. Passes it to Hollis Jefferson. And he wills that one in. Sinking right through off the back iron.
Well, you love watching Hollis Jefferson on the catch and shoot. He has committed to developing his offensive game.
And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Yeah, leading here early, but turnovers have got to be a concern.
And the Raptors making a change here. Van Vliet's checked in. Raptors trail by 6. Here's Siakam. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. The feed now to Lowry. Here's Hart. Lowry covering. And here's Moore outside. It's hauled in by the Raptors.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And only 6 feet tall in shoes. Fred Van Vliet's not the biggest, but his toughness grade, his toughness, mentally and physically, is unquestioned.
And Kevin, growing up in Rockford, Illinois, gave him that perspective. Friends and family gone too soon. Basketball was the path to something better.
That free throw missing.
And Toronto choosing their team name back in '94. The fans helped them narrow it down, and with dinosaurs all over the silver screen, it helped tilt things towards the Raptors.
And we all remember those early uniforms, those giant velociraptors across the front. Fortunately, they've toned it down a bit since then.
He hits the second from the line. Doris, do you think it's more challenging for superstars in smaller markets, mid-sized markets?
You know, this is such an interesting debate in a world that has become, because of social media, so much smaller. You know, I do think that certain larger markets, LA, New York, can be a blessing and a curse. It does still feel like that media scrutiny is a little bit larger. When things are going well, it's the best thing in the world. When things aren't going so well, boy, those day-by-day question after question can probably become pretty tedious.
Pelicans leading by 3. Moore passes to Redick. And Fred Van Vliet is going to pick up a foul. That is his first foul of the game. There's 1:17 left here in the opening quarter. And stolen by Kyle Lowry.
Moving the ball is certainly important, but forcing passes like that is simply bad basketball.
They are just killing them on the interior.
You know, you think about the most important players in Toronto Raptors history. Vince Carter probably number 1. DeMar DeRozan would be on that list. But boy, Kyle Lowry has got to be there as well. Remarkable how far they've come since he joined the team back in 2012.
That one drops. He ties it up. And the Raptors and Lowry both grew together, Doris, wouldn't you say?
A marriage made in heaven. Kyle Lowry has always played with a huge chip on his shoulder. He still carries that edge, but that maturity and leadership turned into a championship in Toronto. Doesn't get better than that.
And not just a long-range gunner, but Etuan Moore also blessed Greg, one of the NBA's best floaters.
I mean, he takes a lot of those mid-range shots, those floaters in the lane, that makes them more often than not. For a player standing 6'4", the ability to finish inside, providing that counterbalance to his three-point shooting.
First free throw is good.
The Toronto Raptors 2 summers ago making bold moves. Think about it. You trade away a franchise cornerstone in DeMar DeRozan. You fire Dwayne Casey in his Coach of the Year season, but it paid off in a huge way.
And so Moore nails both of them. And the front office in Toronto, Doris, took a lot of heat for those changes you were just talking about.
Kev, their point guard Kyle Lowry wouldn't even talk to the president for much of the season. But the feeling was, from the management, in order for this team to break through, changes had to be made.
Here's Anunoby. No points in the game yet for him. Moore against Lowry. Outside for Redick. And again, no good by New Orleans.
And I'm not sure that is a shot that he should be taking.
Well, it's hard to imagine that the play was designed to go in that direction. Boy, I'd be surprised if we see that again.
New Orleans gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Clock at 6. From deep three-point range. Not going to go that time. Pascal Siakam getting it done for Toronto. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. Marc Gasol, so appreciated by his fans, and certainly a lot of Spanish-speaking fans excited about his success.
It's just fun. You see more fans on the stands that speak Spanish, even they're from Spain or Argentina, Mexico, whatever they're from. They support the Spanish-speaking people, and they love the game also.
And great to see so many different cultures and countries embrace the game.
Yes, and with players like Gasol having so much success, I think it helps give those Latino and Spanish-speaking fans a connection to the NBA.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And what do you guys think about the Raptors here so far in this one?
Well, look at the turnover ratio, then look at the score. Easy to see what happened in that first period.
Offensively, they took care of the ball, and defensively, they forced a number of miscues.
Siakam at power forward with Gasol at center. Lowry out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Johnson in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. It's a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Kyle Lowry is hard-nosed, as we all know, and if you ask him, it comes from his upbringing in Philadelphia. Lowry said, "A Philly player is what a basketball player is. We played on concrete. You got to be mentally tough. You're not trying to be athletic. You get hit the wrong way, you run into a metal pole." Kevin, that's what made him, from Philly to Villanova to Toronto, to an NBA champion.
I don't know about running into the metal pole, but that sounds painful. But he's certainly as tough as he can be. David, thank you. VanVleet. Rebounded by Moore.
Unbelievable. He blew that. Look, guys, no clue what went wrong there.
Takes a three. It's rebounded by Gasol. Gasol's got his 7th rebound here tonight. In Toronto, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Lowry finds Johnson. Back to Lowry. Pass to Gasol. Here's Van Vliet. Hits the three-point bomb. Van Vliet's got the lead up to 5 now for Toronto.
Well, we know this. Few big men in the history of the game have passed the ball as well as Marc Gasol.
And here's Redick. He'll bring it up for the New Orleans Pelicans. Following this one, they get to host the Mavericks. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Three-pointer. The Pelicans keep it going. A new 14-second shot clock.
Just great timing and great awareness from Marc Gasol. This guy is a relentless shot blocker.
New Orleans shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And he can't get the first one. Doris, you graduated as your college's all-time assist leader. Talk about some of the key traits of a great playmaker.
I think historically speaking, when we think about great lead guards, Kevin, we talk about unselfishness, vision, patience. Who are the players that make their teammates better? Though probably the one underrated aspect of a point guard to me, Kevin, is communication. Are you constantly looking for opportunities to communicate to your teammates, make them feel good about themselves, give them confidence? That, to me, is probably the most underrated aspect of it.
And Doris, when you played, you took such great pride in each and every one of those things.
I did. I love trying to make my teammates better. It feels great to make somebody feel good. There's no quitting this guy. He just gives you great effort, and he continues to give you great production.
Hart kicks to Ingram. Hart the pass to Williamson. With that shot, the Raptor lead is cut down to 5 on the bucket from Okafor.
And really an underrated playmaker. Williamson with good court vision and solid decision making.
To the middle. Count that one from Van Vliet. Van Vliet's got 7 points here in this quarter.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Pelicans trail by 7. Ball with it. He's got 6. Here's Hart. And Gasol sends it back. Inside, here's Lowry. Finished off the break. Lowry's got 8 points.
Well, that's Kyle Lowry, the burst of speed to beat everyone up the floor and leaves no doubt with the finish.
And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Raptors moving the ball around. Siakam misses. New Orleans has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Ball feeling it out a bit. There's the dish to Ingram. Back to Ball. 6 on the shot clock. Fader on the way. Here's Okafor. Good D by Gasol.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively.
And stolen by Williamson. He dishes it to Ball. Ingram outside. Now the pass to Okafor. Banked in off the glass. Okafor's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And Ingram isn't just a sensational scorer. He can also dish the rock.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
And maybe the most popular player to enter the league since social media became truly pervasive. Zion Williamson handles it with class. He really appreciates his teammates and his coaches and really respects the game.
Serge Ibaka has checked in for Toronto. The Pelicans also changing it up. Favors comes in for Okafor, and it's Drew Holiday in for Hart. Van Vliet finds Lowry. Over Williamson. And he overshot that one, missing. And talking to stars in this league, even they want to see what Williamson's going to do next.
Sure. We talk about the leaping ability at his size, the handles, the shot making. But what really stands out when you watch him live, the instincts. Being at the right place at the right time and always seeming to make the right play.
Here's Van Vliet. Derek Favors making his last shot. Now here's Van Vliet. 9 points in the game so far. Shot clock at 6. Shots good by Ibaka. Ibaka's got his first bucket of the night.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Here's Holiday. Good work defensively by Gasol. Raptors leading by 7. Van Vliet kicks to Johnson. Back to Van Vliet. Feeds it to Johnson. Ingram with the steal. On the wing, Holiday. And it's off from three-point range. The Raptors have gone 7 for 10 here in the second quarter. They'd like to keep up that nice pace. And Lowry gets it to go.
Well, they're winning largely because of this guy's play. He has been sensational.
And here's Holiday, who will bring it up for the Pelicans. That shot off, and Toronto will go the other way with it. Johnson, the pass to Gasol, and he can extend the lead to double digits.
Great contest by the defender, but that's a dunk you've got to put down in his face.
Here's Williamson, and good that time. Williamson's got his second basket of the night.
I'll tell you, the plus wingspan is part of what makes Williamson so difficult to defend.
Van Vliet finds Ibaka. Rebound by Drew Holiday. Pelicans trail by 7. Gasol with the steal. Van Vliet passes to Johnson, and the rebound goes to the Pelicans. Williamson with it. It's Ibaka picking him up, and the shot goes in. Favors got 4 this quarter.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Lowry kicks to Johnson. Back to Lowry, taken away by Holiday. And in transition, it's Ingram. Here we go.
The knowledge that Ingram possesses, well aware that the D is going to hack him in these situations.
And another name included in that Anthony Davis trade, Brandon Ingram. Still a lot to like about his game.
Pairs up well with what the Pelicans are trying to do. Perhaps the biggest asset coming over to New Orleans could flourish in this system.
He's off on the first.
The second overall pick back in 2016, Brandon Ingram has shown us flashes. But whether it's defense or offense, still a ways to go.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. OG Anunoby's checked in for Gasol. Hollis Jefferson comes in for Johnson. Patrick McCaw, he's checked in for Fred Van Vliet. And Cameron Payne subbed in for Kyle Lowry.
And still haven't hit a single free throw this quarter.
And Greg, when you talk about Ingram, where would you look for him to make the next step in his game?
Well, that one season at Duke, he did shoot over 40% from 3. I think becoming a reliable shooter from out there would be a key building block offensively.
Here's McCall. Brandon Ingram picking up that last bucket. Over Williamson. And again, Toronto no up. Pelicans trail by 3. Here's Holiday. Again, the Pelicans score.
Easy little jumper for him right there, guys.
The Raptors have gone 8 of 16 from the field in the second quarter. A nice, efficient 50%. Here's McCall. Out to the right wing. Here's Anunoby. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. Some firepower from this offense tonight.
Yeah, they got a nice groove going right now offensively. Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Toronto calls timeout. Doris, you've accomplished so much in your award-winning career. What was your first experience in broadcasting?
Kevin, my first experience was I left coaching and they put Providence College women's basketball on radio. That was the first ever game I got to call. It was so cool. Tell me yours. What was the very first? Did you study this? How did you get into broadcasting?
I did. Our high school had a radio station, and the first basketball broadcast was underneath the bleachers, looking through popcorn boxes and legs of the people that were standing in the bleachers so that I could see the court from the baseline.
Amazing.
Because that's where the telephone cables were to plug in our equipment. And I was 16 years old.
Incredible.
I remember it very well.
Incredible.
Very well. Here's Williamson, and he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Williamson's got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, it looks like he has put that rough first quarter in the rear view. He's starting to cook here in the second.
Pass to Hollis Jefferson. McCaw kicks to Anunoby. Toronto working the ball around now. 6 on the shot clock. Will it go? Ball with the rebound.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
Good work there as it goes.
And normal physicality doesn't get it done with Williamson. To stop him from scoring, you really have to up the ante and get him before he hits that launching pad.
Here's McCall. There's Hollis Jefferson. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
And I think you can start to feel their frustration mounting. With every missed bucket, it becomes more and more desperate.
Pelicans leading by 5. And there's the foul. It goes on Serge Ibaka. That is his first foul of the game. Hayes, he's checked in for the Pelicans. Redick comes in for Lonzo Ball. .146 left here in the second. And Redick kicks to Holiday. Clock at 6. And Redick, here we go. And the rejection by Ibaka. That one goes in. And the Pelicans lead by 7.
Better to be lucky than good. Got that shot to fall.
Toronto calls timeout. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
Here's Thomas following the score by New Orleans. Pass to McCaw. Ibaka outside. Out to the right wing. Down low. Can they get it? Anunoby. Pelicans pull it in. Moore's got 5 rebounds tonight.
And they have built their advantage on the scoreboard here by doing all the little things. And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Now here's Thomas. 50 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Pass to Ibaka. Lays it up off the glass. Ibaka's got 4 points this quarter.
Well, how about the frame and the concentration of Serge Ibaka? What an interior finish that was.
Here's Holiday, and it's blocked by Ibaka. Here's McCall, guarded by Holiday. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
The Raptors have gone 7 of 9 from the free throw line tonight. And the Raptors with some changes. Boucher is checked in, and Norman Powell subbed in for Thomas. And then for New Orleans, Okafor is checked in for Williamson. And it's Josh Hart in for Drew Holiday. On the free throw, no good. Pelicans leading by 5. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Redick with the 3. Basket made, just his second this contest. He's 2 for 7 now.
And the timing and rhythm with which Redick plays, well, he is feeling it right now.
Powell finds Ibaka over Okafor. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Powell's got 7.
Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed. And so that's the end of the first half. Pelicans ahead. They lead by 6. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Alvin Gentry. Coach, you're leading at the half. What will you continue to emphasize to your team?
Well, I mean, defensively, we still have to be good. We got to rebound the basketball. And then we've got to continue to push the basketball and score offensively.
We'll see if you can keep that going in the second half, Coach. Thanks. Back to you.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. A competitive matchup for New Orleans in the first quarter. Their field goal percentage was a robust 50% in the period. That's something they can hang their hat on. They really touched on the right formula in the second quarter as they were able to pull out to a 6-point lead before the halftime break. Kenny, your thoughts, how the Pelicans are playing?
Well, I thought that turning point was when the bench came in. Those guys really hustled, and they gave the team some energy, and then they started to score baskets. That was a bonus.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on Toronto?
Well, they've been getting worked on the glass. Out-hustled, out-muscled, out-bustled. Where's the fight? I know they got some tough matchups down there, but if they really want to win the game, they need to crash the boards way harder in the second half.
And that's going to do it for our halftime show, sadly. Third quarter about to start. See you again after the final.
Horn. Oh, buzzer.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Pascal Siakam, guys, really making a difference here.
And the way he goes at defenders, he is bound to get to the line just like he did there in that first half.
I have to love his tenacity. This guy stays in attack mode, makes defenders work, tries to keep them off balance.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Raptors trail by 6. On the floor for Alvin Gentry as we get into the second half. Zion is the 4 with Favors at the 5. Holiday and Ingram out on the perimeter. And it's Ball in at the point. Holiday, no one around him. Rebound by the Raptors.
And guys, this has got to be more of a team effort. Right now, he's playing all for himself.
Powell, the pass to Anunoby. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It goes on Brandon Ingram.
OG Anunoby is tremendously athletic, and when he plays with this level of aggression, it's hard not to foul him. And it seems like every team is in search of the, quote, power wing. The guys that have the quickness to defend on the perimeter and the strength to battle inside. OG Anunoby certainly fits the bill.
That free throw, no good. And a 7'2" wingspan for Anunoby. He's got the reach, Doris, of a big man.
He does, Kevin. He also has the strength of a big man, but he's got the versatility defensively to guard across 4 positions. It's about finding consistent minutes for OG because the potential is there, Kevin.
Now, here's Ball. Here's Favors. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. Ball's got assist number 5 here tonight.
And you love that Favors bounces off defenders effortlessly. Fantastic at finishing despite the defense being right in his grill.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, after 5 years as an assistant in Toronto, last season Nick Nurse moved to head coach of the Raptors, and the team responded, winning the franchise's first NBA championship. Nurse has been at this for 3 decades. He got his first head coaching position at the age of 23. And he has moved all throughout basketball, both domestically and abroad, guiding 15 teams in 5 different countries. And after winning it all last year, Kevin, he's finally made it to the top.
David, he sure has a long and winding journey. Thank you. The Pelicans have missed 4 of their 8 free throws up to this point. Things not really going their way at the line yet. Johnson, he's checked in for Anunoby. Raptors trail by 10. Ibaka outside. Ball against Powell. Back to Ibaka and stolen by Favors. Here we go, one-on-one. A good look from Holiday and misses it off the right side of the rim.
Well, it hasn't been the most efficient game for this guy, but their team is fortunate to still be out in front.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Williamson kicks to Favors. 6 to shoot. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Favors got the lead up to 12 now for the Pelicans. For Toronto, they've gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half. Powell against Ball. McCaw, the pass to Siakam. To end the run. It's blocked.
And when Zion blocks it, you feel it. He's got this kind of power behind these swats.
And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Fred VanVleet is checked in for McCaw. Pelicans leading by 12. Now Ball. He's got 6. Here's Williamson. Good D by Siakam.
And you know, you can't impact a shot that close any better than he did on that possession.
Boy, whether he blocks it or simply alters it, the result is pretty much the same.
Now here's Powell. He's got 7. Out of bounds. New Orleans will take possession. And a moment now to check out who the Pelicans have coming up. On Friday, they'll head home to take on the Dallas Mavericks. Then on Saturday, they'll start out on the road and play the Rockets in Houston.
And the matchup against the Nuggets, I think they know how important it is to see how they measure up against the cream of the crop in the West. I'm looking for them to approach it like this is a playoff matchup.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Ibaka finds Powell. To the inside. Here's Siakam. And another make to his scoring column. His 5th basket of the game. Now shooting 5 of 11.
Well, a little bit of quality defense will not deter Pascal Siakam. Go to work.
Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Outside Holiday. Here's Williamson. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. And that's 15 points for Zion Williamson. Here's Powell. A decent amount of time left as they try to find a way back into it.
Yeah, but it will be soon if they don't start cutting into this deficit.
Johnson with the bounce pass. Siakam left side. 4 on the clock. Powell kicks to Johnson. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off his shot. 24-second violation.
A moment now to see the numbers for Siakam. Last season, he played outstanding. Averaged 17 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. And right now for him, it's about gaining experience and continuing to develop his game.
This is a man's game, and you've got to earn your minutes in this league. This guy, his time will come eventually.
Now here is Holiday. Lays it up and banks it in. Holiday's got 8 points.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Ingram against Johnson. In the corner, it's Van Vliet. Shoots over Ball. That one rolling around and rims out. On offense, here are the Pelicans. They've got a 13-2 run going. Another one falls for New Orleans.
Yeah, got to respect the mid-range game of ball. Well, when he gets a little space to shoot, he quickly can get it off.
Van Vliet passes to Johnson. Kicks it out to Siakam. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. 16 points for Siakam.
I like that decision right there. Don't try to force a shot inside. Kick it out.
New Orleans leading by 16. And here is Ball. He's got 10. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on Johnson.
I tell you what, it's scary when you think about how much room Ball has to grow when you factor in how efficient he is already.
Okafor is checked in for New Orleans. Redick comes in for Drew Holiday. Van Vliet finds Siakam. Here's Johnson, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Well, the increased playmaking ability of Pascal Siakam on display. Pretty pass.
Now, here's Ball, covered by Van Vliet. Ball, no good. And so Ibaka will bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. Siakam, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Siakam's got 6 in the quarter. For New Orleans, they've gone 7 of 13 in the third quarter so far, just above 50%. It's Redick on the wing, guarded by Powell. Ingram against Johnson. Lets it go from 14. That one a little long. Raptors trail by 12. Inside. And Siakam throws it down.
Not only is Pascal Siakam elevating his offensive game, he's elevating his efficiency. He is working right now.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans. Undrafted out of Wichita State, Fred Van Vliet. Never the most heralded player, Doris. But you know, he says he bet on himself, and it's worked.
No doubt. Van Vliet's belief in himself gets him a 2-year, $18 million contract. But I think beyond that, this man, in the moments that mattered most in the playoffs, proved that Fred Van Vliet will deliver.
Some changes for Toronto. Gasol comes in for Serge Ibaka. And it's Kyle Lowry in for Fred Van Vliet. The Pelicans also changing it up. Hayes, he's checked in for Williamson. Etuan Moore comes in for Ingram. And Hart subbed in for Lonzo Ball. Now here's Okafor. He's got 6. Here's Redick. The top of the key jumper is on the mark. Redick's got 7 points in the game.
Is such a sound offensive player. Redick's shot selection is impressive, and he knows how to get himself going.
Siakam kicks to Gasol. That one off the back iron and out. New Orleans leading by 12. To the paint. Here's Okafor, and then Okafor slams it in.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Johnson outside. Down low. To the middle. Here's Lowry. Doesn't go that time. So the Pelicans will take it the other way. Hart kicks to Moore. Sweet little floater. 9 points in the game so far.
Well, that's a nice play. You've got to read the situation and go to your floater game when necessary.
And it's Johnson penetrating, and he banks in the layup. And so it's New Orleans with it. It's a 14-point game. Hart the pass to Hayes. The layup missed. Toronto's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Powell finds Lowry. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
But Kevin, with that kind of contact, the officials are going to blow their whistle. A really good job by Kyle to convert through contact.
This is his second trip to the line in this one.
And last season's numbers show him at about an 83% clip, which is far better than most.
New Orleans leading by 11. Moore outside. He's with it. And the pass to Redick. Puts up a 3. Rebound by the Raptors. Siakam's got 6 rebounds in the game. Over Hart. Off the left rim and out. Well, for New Orleans, shooting 49% on the game. They'll take that. And again, New Orleans has no luck.
And, you know, he's a threat from deep, no doubt about it, but it just has not been there for him tonight. You might want to change your game plan a little bit offensively.
That one goes. Count it. 9 points for J.J. Redick.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Now here's Powell. He's got 7. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Well, he may not have the physical tools that some other players have, but Kyle Lowry is physical. He's imposing his will, and he will take some contact.
And 4 years at Villanova for Josh Hart. Won the title back in 2016.
He just makes winning plays. Hits perimeter shots, and the 30th pick in 2017, he has been solid.
The first one falls. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for the Raptors. Patrick McCaw comes in for Norman Powell. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Here's Hart. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Redick against Lowry. Redick dishes to Moore. Just 5 on the clock. Floats one. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Siakam's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Passes it to Gasol. It's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. Williamson is checked in for the Pelicans. And there's a minute 45 left in the third quarter of the game. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession. Let's take this chance to see which of last season's teams had the most second chance points in the league. Fifth on the list, the Pelicans.
That's an effort stat for me. I mean, it shows you how hard this team works in the paint. They continue to pound the backboard.
Here's Hart. Down low. And Okafor has it in the corner. Just 5 to shoot. The offensive rebound. And Gasol sends it back. Redick against Lowry. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. And the foul called on Pascal Siakam. That's his first foul. And Toronto making a change here. Anunoby's checked in. And the Pelicans making a change here as well. Ball's checked in. 1:06 left in the third. Williamson with it. Lowry picks him up. Williamson kicks to Redick. Clock at 6. Pass to Williamson. Okafor inside, defended by Gasol. Oh, that's blocked. Here's Lowry. There's Hollis Jefferson, and Okafor with the block. Pushing it up. Intercepted. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Shot and game clock separated by 5. McCaw. Off target from outside. Pelicans leading by 11. Here's Ball. Outside for Redick. They need this one. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. Redick's got 7 now in this quarter.
What confidence from the grizzled veteran. Redick is as automatic as it gets from downtown.
Back to Lowry. And so it's the New Orleans Pelicans with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. Their transition game has been in full effect. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
And, Greg, nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And the Pelicans shooting at 46%, making some buckets. We've got Hollis Jefferson. Marc Gasol is out there with Anunoby. Then there's Lowry. And it's McCaw in at the 2-guard spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Here's Lowry. Zion Williamson making his last shot. And the shot is good. The Pelican lead has been cut back down to 14 after they get the hoop from Kyle Lowry.
Boy, Kevin, I thought he might get a call there. I thought it was pretty clear contact. But we know Lowry's not looking for the whistle. This guy's just looking to put points on the board.
And it's Rondé Hollis Jefferson with the foul. That's his first foul. Derek Favors checked in for Jahlil Okafor. Here's Ball. The pass to Hart. Dishes to Favors. Now here's Redick. Out to Favors. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Hart. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Here's a look at what's coming up for Toronto. They'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Boston Celtics. And then on Saturday, they'll go up against the Bulls in Chicago.
And for that matchup with the Magic, it's always interesting for top teams to see how they compare to the best in the East. This will be a chance to see just what this group is made of.
Here's McCaw. Favors with the rebound. Favors has got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. And again, New Orleans has no luck. And so Lowry will bring it up for the Raptors. Gasol passes to McCaw. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Lonzo Ball picks one up.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
Guys, how about the journey of the Raptors' Nick Nurse? So well traveled before taking the head job in Toronto. This guy has shown his worth. In his first season as a head coach in the NBA, it translates to a title. Absolutely incredible.
That one is off. And Coach Nick Nurse paid some dues, Doris, before his turn as head coach of this Toronto team.
Well, think about it. Early in his career, he's a player coach in the British Basketball League. Then he goes and establishes a G League franchise in his home state of Iowa. Then to lead that team to a title in 2011, join another G League team for the Raptors and win a title in 2013. Really an incredible journey, guys.
Now, here's Ball. Out to Ingram. It's rebounded by Anunoby. Raptors trail by 13. Here's McCaw, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
Where was the defense? No help. You can't afford to give up these kinds of buckets.
So it's the Pelicans now, after the Raptors pick up 2. Outside Holiday. And again, New Orleans has no luck.
Boy, he'll usually knock it down if he's left that wide open. Just comes up empty.
McCaw, the pass to Anunoby. Over in the corner, Gasol. The lead now in single digits.
Marc Gasol in the catch and shoot game. Okay, we see you, Mark.
Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the 4th. Ball finds Favors to end the cold streak, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line. They get Marc Gasol, and one of the best defensive big men in the league, Derek Favors.
You're right, Kevin, because he's got the body to play bully ball, but the lateral quickness to deal with smaller players. When this guy gets down in his stance, he can cover some ground defensively.
And the first one drops.
I got to tell you, Kev, I love watching Derek Favors play the game. I think this guy's reliable, and he still has a ton of upside.
Fred VanVleet is checked in for Toronto. And so Favors nails both of them. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the 4th. Now VanVleet. He feeds it to Gasol. A baseline J. Good, and VanVleet gets the assist. VanVleet's got 3 assists now in this one. Pelicans leading by 9. Ball dishes to Favors. He kicks it to Ingram. And we're about 3 minutes into the 4th quarter. Passes it to Ball. And the foul called on OG Anunoby. That's his first foul. And here is Williamson. 5 on the clock. Here's Ingram.
And he really seems to just have lost his touch at halftime.
Here's Favors. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket. And the Pelicans lead by 11. For Toronto, they've gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. To the paint. Here's Van Vliet. Fires the 3. Rebound by Drew Holiday. Holiday's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
Yeah, clearly struggling here with the foul. Still early, and just one more will put him over the limit.
Serge Ibaka has checked in for Anunoby. Now, here's Ball. Holiday with it. From deep. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Raptors trail by 11. Here's Lowry. Outside for Gasol. Over Favors. No good from Gasol. New Orleans has gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Yep, that one goes. That's now 8 points for Brandon Ingram.
The determination of Ingram is simply awesome. I mean, maintaining control on the drive despite the obvious contact.
Now here's Van Vliet. Back to Ibaka. Lets it go from deep. Pelicans pull it in. Holiday's got 6 rebounds in the game. Looking to get back on track here. And it's blocked by Ibaka.
Boy, great extension from Ibaka. His length always a factor.
Lowry can't get it to go. Pelicans leading by 13. Ingram outside. Pass to Williamson. Favors inside, working on Gasol, and that one's good by Favors.
And you can see the second chance points now starting to be a major factor.
Toronto calls timeout.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
Well, poor rotations, poor communication. There's a lot to figure out right now.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, during that break, Coach Nick Nurse talked to his team. He said, "Do you want this game? Don't tell me about it. Show me and show your teammates. We've got to play better, and we've got to play harder if we're going to come back." Guys?
Yeah, that's got them over the limit with a lot of time still left. They're going to have to tone it down, or they may end up giving up a lot of free throws here.
And the Raptors making a change here. Siakam's checked in. Now here is Lowry. Back to Van Vliet. Siakam outside. To the inside. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Here's Williamson. That shot off. Good D by Siakam. Here's Van Vliet. And again, Toronto no luck.
Listen, he can make that shot right there, but I do know they have other options they can go to.
Outside Holiday. It's hauled in by the Raptors.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Here's Ibaka. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. And it's 6 points for Serge Ibaka.
Well, you love how Ibaka goes right up with the shot. Doesn't hesitate for a second off the catch.
And here's Holiday, who will bring it up for New Orleans. They lead by 14. Stolen by Van Vliet. Gasol on the high post. Now here is Ibaka. D right on him. Lowry inside the line. Pelicans pull it in. Favors got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. Here's Holiday, and he gets it to go. And the Pelicans lead by 16.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
Now here's Gasol. And Lowry has it in the corner. Taken away by Holiday.
Oh, my God. That's how you attack. Wow.
How'd he do that?
Well, what a dunk artist this guy is. Whenever Williamson takes flight, you're just expecting to see something special.
Some changes for Toronto. Stanley Johnson, he's checked in for Ibaka. And it's Powell in for Fred VanVleet. Ball against Lowry. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. It's going to be on Siakam.
Yeah, how about the concentration from Ball? Not allowing himself to be denied. Really got to wrap him up on these shots to prevent the bucket.
Now here's Gasol. Doris, you and I are faced with this a lot, voting for the MVP. Great stats versus winning. Where do you stand on that when you vote for the league MVP?
Well, winning could be the definitive line if I have two candidates who are close. For instance, for me, this last MVP came down to James Harden and Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I took it to the last possible moment. And I could have gone in either direction and been comfortable. Ultimately, I went with Giannis, and the deciding factor came down to he led his team to the best record in the league. It was a difficult vote, but ultimately it's one category which helps tilt me in one direction or another.
And I did too, and what also helped me was just the improvement defensively they had made, and I know Antetokounmpo was a very big part of it.
No, it's a great point. He was a two-way force.
New Orleans leading by 23. Ingram with it. Now guarded by Siakam. Favors and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Well, let's remember, this guy is 6'10", 265 pounds of nothing but force. Go to work, Derek Favors.
The Pelicans making a switch here. Redick is checked in.
He's forcing the action now, finally getting to the charity stripe after no freebies in the first half.
Powell kicks to Siakam. Pass to Lowry. Back to Siakam. Shot clock at 6. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. And Stanley Johnson is going to pick up the foul. That'll be foul number 5 on him, and due to the bonus, we'll be headed to the free throw line. Of course, it seems like Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, is one of the most well-liked commissioners in all of sports worldwide. Why do you think that's so?
Well, I think he was amongst the most important members of the staff of his predecessor, David Stern, who obviously oversaw the greatest growth in NBA history. The NBA became a global game. But Adam Silver didn't skip a beat. He is a great listener, a great communicator, and I've said this about the NBA for a very long time. It is a league that is in constant self-evaluation process. It is always looking for ways to improve the league, whether that means organizationally or with the play between the lines, and that's all you can ask for, Kevin.
Thomas checked in for Toronto. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Toronto's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Lowry passes to Gasol. Over Okafor. And Gasol gets it to go. Gasol's got 6 in the quarter.
That 7'1" frame of Marc Gasol, strength, power, you name it, he can absorb contact.
Now here's Okafor. Back to Ball. Miller surveying the floor. Baseline J on the way. Here's Okafor. He scores his 5th field goal. He's taken 9 shots to get those 5.
What energy on the offensive boards. The defense can't match the effort, and they paid the price.
Now here's Powell. Defense right on him. And Gasol gets it to go.
Boy, right there you see the toughness and the mental focus of Marc Gasol. This guy burying it even after getting hit.
There's 1:47 left in the fourth quarter. Now Okafor. And there's the pass to Alexander Walker. Back to Okafor. The 19-foot shot. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got rebound number 12 here already in the game.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Pelicans.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Derek Favors.
Boy, I thought his best work was his pursuit of the basketball. He competed for every rebound, fought for position in the paint, and never stopped working. I love it.
Lowry kicks to Thomas. Looking for Gasol. He gets it there. Thomas gets a wide open look. The shot will not fall. And it's the Pelicans taking it the other way. 41 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Alexander Walker. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And there's the foul. It's called on Toronto. First one falls for him. That one falls, so he hits both of them. And so Thomas will bring it up for Toronto. Lowry finds Gasol. Now Siakam, covered by Okafor, and plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. And there's the foul against New Orleans.
I think, guys, maybe what you appreciate most about Pascal Siakam is his versatility. He can score from a number of areas. He can guard multiple positions. There is a lot to like about this young man.
Siakam hits them both. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Ball, the bounce pass. Okafor, the pass to Ball. Back to Okafor. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. 4 on the shot clock. From 18 feet away. Ball, no good. So we see New Orleans taking the W here. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Derek. Congrats on the win. I know the season can be a grind, but it looked like you guys were having fun out there.
Oh, it's fun, man. It's always fun to win. I'm just coming out here playing my game. You know, rebound and defense, that's my game. You know, and coach trusts me, so I couldn't let him down.
Yes, this is an up-and-coming team, and you guys really showed well tonight. Congrats, Derek. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. That concludes the first game of the NBA season. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you later.